Blog Talk Radio.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Divas That Care Network. My name is Candace Gish, and I'm the host of this program. Well, I'm so excited that each and every one of you has tuned in for this program. We have an exciting guest that's going to be on our program. It's actually a lady that I've known for quite a few years, and I found out she had wrote a book, and I'm just excited because we're going to be talking with her today and talk about her amazing new book that just came out. Well, for any of you that have just tuned in today for the very first time, the Divas That Care Network has been around for 10 years. 2020 is our 10th season. We're so excited. We have amazing hosts on our program. We have 10 hosts currently, and we will be hopefully having 20 hosts by the end of this year. And you can check out those amazing women at divasthatcare.com. Well, today's guest is Gloria Kepler, and I'm excited to have her on and to share her amazing journey of how she became an author. So welcome to the show, Gloria. I'm so happy to have you.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, so fantastic. Well, Gloria, I know you, but why would you mind spending a couple of minutes sharing with our listeners a little bit about who you are?
Well, I live in Stettler, Alberta, and I have lived here for the last just about 20 years. I am a healthcare aide. I do that on the side, and I also, before that, worked with special needs, and so my background is really taking care of people.
I love it. And you just recently launched your very first book. Oh, my goodness. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Oh, well, I'm just excited. And when I had seen all this information out there, I'm like, oh, my goodness, I know who that is. I need to get a hold of her. Would you mind sharing with our listeners the name of your project, your newest, and a little bit about what the story is about?
Okay, the book is called Behind the Eyes, a story of perseverance. I have green eyes. That's like you can see on the cover of the book, and I get a lot of compliments, over the years, about my eyes. But the story behind the eyes is really kind of definitely a story that, a lot of women have probably gone through, or a lot of children have gone through. And, but I felt it was time to actually let my story be told. And maybe in that way I could, help someone out there who, has gone through the same experience, or, I just thought it was time to tell my story.
I love that. And what made you decide to do that? You had mentioned earlier before our program that you had gone to an event and you had met a specific lady, and you had ended up talking to her. Do you want to share that story with us today?
I went to an Angel event in Calgary, and I was gifted the tickets, and sitting behind me was Kelly Salado, and sitting in the program, I just kind of saw that, she had her blankets there that were beautiful and didn't really pay too much attention. And then at lunchtime, she had about writing a book, or if you're thinking about writing a book. And I went, oh. So then I picked up the paper, and then I talked to her at the break, and she says, well, give me a call. And so I did. And she said, well, what do you want your book to be about? And I kind of, everything that I said, she wrote down, and then she sent it back to me. And so I started writing, and within like 3 months, the book was written.
Oh, wow. That's exciting. I know. Can I ask you a little bit about what the story is about?
The story kind of starts really from when I was younger. I was actually part of the 1960s scoop. That was back in the 60s when the government, I guess, decided that they would, take children. I am Métis, would take Métis kids, or actually First Nation children as well, and they took them and put them in homes that were not really Native. And so I was born in 1960, and in 1966 is when I was taken and adopted into a family. And so a lot of things happened there. And that's really kind of, part of the chapter about my book, but it also is how I overcame a lot of, the things that happened, the abuse that happened, and, how I overcame that and kind of learned how to accept it and not let it bother, I guess not let it bother me, but, to be a full functioning member of society, I guess, and not let alcohol or drugs or anything else, I could have went down that path. I definitely know I had started down it at one point, and it's a story of that. And then the second part of the book is more, about, I have done theta healing. I've got my Reiki as well. I certainly see a lot of evidence that angels are around me, and so that is really what my book is about.
I love it. It's about inspiration and empowerment. Oh my goodness, I love that. And the journey that you've been on is extraordinary. As I said, I've known you for many years, and that was probably one of the biggest things that I know when I had met you, is that you're a very strong individual. You're a very capable individual, and I always knew that you must have had an amazing story, because you were so strong and always wanting to help others out. And that's an amazing characteristic that you've always portrayed to the people around you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and my youngest son, he had a stroke as well at the age of 7, and so I do have that in the book as well. But I do believe in a lot of ways it's, that what happened to me younger made me a stronger person, so that I could, deal with what I had to do with him as well.
Well, that's absolutely astonishing, and it is. It's great. And for any of our listeners today, I'm going to be posting where you can go and get a copy of Behind the Eyes, A Story of Perseverance. I think this is an extraordinary tale. It's a lot of stories we hear nowadays. We don't necessarily hear a lot about the Métis children, and I think that's going to be a strong, with you, Gloria, being out there, I think you're a strong voice to share those stories and to let people see what it was like in the 1960s.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
So tell me, you mentioned that you're doing a lot of Reiki, and you're doing a lot of working perhaps with angels and stuff. Do you do a lot of this also at home? Like, I know that you said that you are a home care aide. Do you do this on the side?
Yeah, I've started to do that on the side as well. I've taken a lot of classes in theta healing, and basically it's a meditation process that you go in, and basically your baseline is that you believe in the creator of all that is.
Well, that sounds awesome.
And so I've been taking all the practitioner courses for that, and taken them in Calgary.
Mm-hmm. Oh, cool. They have a lot of great programs in there, and there's definitely a need right now for the Reiki practitioners. It's just a really amazing modality that people are using now, and there's been a lot more acceptance as the years have been going on how people are using it and accepting it.
Yes.
Well, that's excellent. I've got another question for you, Gloria. I know with the launch of this book, you've been quite busy with that. Do you have any signing times that you're going to be doing that? You're going to be at any locations that perhaps some of our listeners can go and meet with you?
Actually, I know my first one is going to be at the trade show here in Stettler. I will have my book there as well. And the library, I did contact them, and we're going to see about, setting up for some local authors as well.
Well, that's excellent. So for anybody
that's the two places
in the Stettler area.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, perfect. Well, and your book is also on Amazon. So for any of our listeners, if you're interested in getting a copy of Gloria's book, we can we'll be posting that information on our social media, and you can definitely go check that out. as I said, with the Divas That Care, we're really excited. We are listened to in 30 countries now around the world. And a lot of our amazing listeners, they're very supportive of the women that come onto our program. So, Gloria, we want them to know where they can purchase one of your books so that they can get a hold of it.
Yeah, it's on Amazon.com or Amazon.ca. And it's called Behind the Eyes, A Story of Perseverance by Gloria Dawn Capeller.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, Gloria, I want to ask you too. We do a lot of, our show is about inspiration and empowerment. If you could talk to somebody out there and that somebody that's listening to our program, what kind of tips and tools and things could you share with them to, maybe help them on their journey?
First of all, I think I would like to say that I would like to be an instrument of, if somebody is scared to, they don't really know where to go or what to do, I would like to say that I would definitely like to be that help to someone, because, it still is a real, I think if things are brought to the light, I do believe that, it would make a big difference. I definitely would go to somebody to court if they needed. I have also gone down that road as well. So it was, I think the stories need to be told.
I love that. That's really great information and a great answer for that. Gloria, what is next for you? What do you see for yourself in the future? Is there any big plans and projects that you have? I think possibly would write another book. I think it would be, something totally different. It might be geared along the same lines, but I think just for being positive, I think meditation is very important, and, being grateful every day is something that we need to practice more. And I feel that maybe my story, I could help more people if, possibly I was on telling my story to a group of women, or even to school children, or, that you need to speak up, and it's important to speak up. Well, I love that, and I hope that you're able to do that. I know that what we're going to be doing with the Divas That Care is that we're going to be hosting some virtual summits here in 2020. So perhaps sharing your story on our vision or on that virtual summit would be a way for you to get your story out there also. And I'm sure with our listeners that tune into the program, there is probably some speaking engagements that they can help you to get onto. We know that there is quite a few in the Alberta area that would love to have somebody like yourself sharing this amazing story and the message that you are bringing to them.
Okay. Yeah, that would be great.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, Gloria, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me today and to share about your amazing story. I can't wait to read it myself, Behind the Eyes, A Story of Perseverance. And you can get that, as Gloria said, at Amazon.ca and .com. And I will be posting that link for all of you. Gloria, again, thank you so much. And please come back on the show again and let us know how you're doing. And, we definitely want to have updates on any other further stories that you're doing.
Okay, thank you.
And thank you to all of our amazing listeners. As I said, it's because of all of you that we've continued to do this program for 10 years. I want to thank each and every one of you that has been tuning in and for everything that you guys do. We love the big support that you are to all of our guests and to all of our hosts out there. Again, you can listen to us on iTunes and Spotify, and you can listen to our program also at divasthatcare.com. Take care, everybody, and make sure that you do something kind for somebody. Until next time.